And that is, what do we know about the long-term effects of this kind of behavior, or the exposure to the video games and the pictures and things like that, and some of the other scientific things they talked about with the dopamine and brain development, sleep cycles for children? I think I've learned that kids' biological prime time is between 9 and 11 at night, so telling them to put their stuff away at 7 or 8 is that's my time to unwind. It's not theirs. So I have to be a little bit lenient about letting them be active until midnight, because that's their time to unwind, you know? So kind of things like that, like how can we balance some of that science stuff, if you can speak to that?
As they were saying in the video, that the research varies on different things, and so it really does vary. That you read one study and it says video games that are violent, your kids are going to be violent, and another one says no, they're not going to be violent. That really is how the research looks. It again goes back to knowing your child well enough to know what works, and for one child, they really do need to have all of the technology turned off, because there's not a chance they're gonna go to sleep. My oldest would fall asleep with the TV on. My youngest, if the TV is on till 5 o'clock in the morning, he's gonna be sitting there with his eyes like glued on the television, watching it until he's like in a coma state or something. So you really do have to know your child and pay attention. But as far as the impact that it has on the brain, as I already said, that because their brains like the pleasure piece of things and is still developing, it's really dangerous for their brains to start developing those ruts so early, because it takes a long time to change it. And if it's never an issue, you never have to worry about it. But once it is an issue, it's difficult for them to stop. And it's not a matter of like, oh, just stop. It doesn't work that way, because the brain now needs that, thinks that that's what's important, and that's how they cope. The other part is understanding that the kids who only use technology as a way of coping, they really aren't learning the coping skills that they need to be successful in life. So the challenge that I usually have with the teens is like, what else can you do after a hard day at school? Okay, yep, if you play the video games for 30 minutes or whatever, what else can you do? What are some other ways to cope? Is there somebody that you can call, that you can talk to, that you can have real interaction? Or is there an exercise, something so that they learn some other ways, because it is detrimental to their brain development.